Game number 3 is live, and Dayshi is already mentioning it. It's my turn to have fun, baby. So he is very confident in his abilities to take Dimaga down in this best of 5 series, winning 3 maps in a row. Because currently he's down 0-2. He lost the last 2 games, and Dimaga, if he wins another map, and he advances to the semifinals of the Esports Venture Cup. To the top left of the map, we have here on Habitation Station the Terran player in blue, and Dimaga is starting to the right side. He might actually start with a gold base first. I talked a little bit about it, that he would love to have that gold base in the last game already, and this is something that he couldn't do. He was spreading out his bases quite a bit, and that always makes it very difficult to defend them, since the Terran player can just send small task force over from base to base, and with the stim he has an amazing tool to go for burst damage and burst down one of those hatches. Habitation Station works a little bit different. You can get that gold base here very early. A lot of Zerg players will try to get that actually as the first base that they build. And Dayshi apparently really likes this map. He said in the beginning, when we were starting map number 2, which was Daedalus Point, he said right away, you know what, after the shitty maps are gone, I'm gonna have some fun. And that is apparently what he has in mind just now. So, let's see. At this point, Dayshi really has to step it up a little bit. And maps, of course, are going to play a huge role with this, but he needs a few wins. Dimaga has an amazing position now already. A 2-0 lead means any map that you win, map 3, 4 or 5, will catapult you right away into the semifinals, and you will qualify for that. So Dimaga has just to win a single map, and in the best of in 3 maps in a row, you should be able to win 1 map, to take 1 map away of your opponent if you were already able to take 2. And even if you just go into a weird build and try to surprise your Terran opponent, maybe go for a roach push, for some roach baneling aggression, whatever you do, you should be able to edge out a victory there. But well, for now, let's see what exactly Dimaga, or I'm a little bit more curious to see what actually Dayshi is going to do. And he starts things off very traditional with the Reaper. The Reaper is a great tool. You want to see what's happening in your opponent's base. You might get lucky and can kill maybe a Harvester or 2. But it's also very good to find out where are those extra bases. And the extra base number 1 is starting here at the right side of the map, not the gold expansion. And we also see an expansion being built for Dayshi. So let's see what the Terran player can do here. APM currently for both of them with roughly current APM 200, 240 here. And then talking about APM while we're waiting here, if you go to youtube.com/KhaldorTV, the same YouTube channel that you watch this VOD at, if you're actually watching a VOD and not watching the live stream, you will find a playlist there where there are a lot of first-person videos where you see the APM of the players, when they are playing, and which shows their keyboard and also their mouse and also the monitor. It's actually pretty incredible, especially when you have a look at players like Lucira, like Flash Innovation, Bomber, for example, and also players like SAS, a couple of really strong Protoss players in that playlist. There's an entire playlist. If you watch this stream on Twitch right now, you can just simply scroll down, and in the information you will see also a playlist link that links you directly to the set playlist. And if you haven't seen a StarCraft player utilize his keys and mutilate his keyboard while playing StarCraft, you should check that out. It's actually super impressive. That's also something that you can show your parents or friends, because that's something everybody can understand. They are so fast, and it's basically like some players move across the keyboard like they are playing piano. And it's interesting to note that especially Lucira was a piano player at some point. He played piano when he was younger. I think he actually still is, and it really shows. If you compare how he uses his hand on the keyboard compared to other players, it's pretty impressive. Right now in the game we have a faster tech for Dayshi than we saw in the last few maps. He's not adding those extra barracks that we saw in the games before, but prioritizes the starport and therefore his tech over what his opponent does. With the tech lab here and the first gas, it could actually just be him going into one Banshee without cloak, but you need kind of the refinery for the cloak upgrade. But he doesn't do the switcheroo just yet. He's a little bit busy microing his Hellions, also the Reaper here at the front. And Dimaga so far was able to hold his main base quite well. Is going into the Roach War now, and here is the switch that we've been mentioning. So let's see. Banshee should be started very, very soon. And not the case right. There it is. There we go. Banshee started. No cloak on the other hand. Doesn't have the resources for that just yet, but adds the second refinery. And Dayshi so far still keeping those queens a little bit at bay, making sure that they don't get the creep spread that they want. But with the extra roaches in the game, Dimaga can now start to do not only a little bit of damage to the initial Reapers and Hellions, but maybe even walk across the map and try to snipe a couple of SCVs. A lot of the roach aggression that a Zerg player goes for evolves around the idea that you take down harvesters of your opponent and that you don't win outright, but you take an advantage in economy that you can then later on capitalize on. And talking about the economy, we have 10 additional drones being built by Dimaga. He really invests into that now, but now that the roaches have been spotted, Dayshi, who so far really tried to control the edges of the creep, realizes that he can't do a whole lot against this, and he has to move back for now. But the Banshees are going to change this a little bit. Banshees are very, very dangerous to face if you don't have any anti-air units, and that means basically Spire. Queens are of course also great, but more of a defensive unit than just walking across the map and doing damage. And Dayshi already is taking down a few of the roaches here. They have of course quite some armor, so it takes him a little bit of time to take down the roaches. But yeah, that's Dimaga just moving back and saying, like, alright, that's not gonna work out for me. The queens might be able to help out a little bit, but I think this roach is not gonna survive. Well, now in creep it has a bit of a speed bonus, but in the end it's not enough either way. The third has been taken by Dimaga to the right side of the map. He completely foregoes the gold expansion for now. Doesn't take that. What we're most likely going to see by Dayshi is a floating of the orbital towards the middle of the map, and then him claiming this spot right here. But for now he's completely happy to just go into the stim upgrade and get the essentials out there. Stim, combat shield, starting maybe even the +1 attack upgrade. No upgrade just yet for neither one of these players. And the fascinating thing is that this also means that Dimaga doesn't have speed for the Zerglings just yet. He's already going in lair tech here, has 1 upgrades, but speed was very much delayed, and that is very... It can be dangerous if you're going up against this many Hellions. You have to rely heavily on the queens and on the rest of your units, because without speed he can't just do too much with the lings alone. But the roaches here are pretty awesome to use, and he is trying to surround and cut off the path of retreat for all of those Hellions, and that's the time where the roaches are starting to shine. It's a really good composition that they are playing here, and Dimaga with 93 overall supply against 87 is still looking strong. The queens walking off creep, you need to be careful with that. They're extremely slow there, but in resources lost we see once again that Dimaga might, yes, have lost a few more resources, but he has already that third base mining, whereas on the other hand Dayshi just now placed it to the left side of the map. So Bailing Nest is coming into the game. We have now with the finished lair tech maybe also the Spire once again being part of that composition. We're going to see that very soon. It's very likely, since we also have the melee upgrade +2 attack upgrade and armor. And the macro hatch in the main base, like that quite a bit by Dimaga. He's not going to have any problems with lava. That's really important. And for his opponent, for Dayshi, I mean, let's have a quick look what he exactly has. Yes. Oh, actually a fight in the middle there. Oh, wow. Whatever he had like a minute ago, he has a lot less now. We have him with Marines with only 2 medivacs and only 2 Banshees. It doesn't really look like the force that you would expect to take down someone like Dimaga. He's trying to... Oh, nice. Those Widowmine hits actually doing a lot of damage. And now with only Marines, he has a bit of a tough time of making anything happen here. He did so far also not scout that third just yet. He doesn't know about that third. That's a problem for him. Doesn't move in with those lings. He could actually do some damage here, but he has no clue. Lings in the main base trying to accomplish something, but not really killing too much. In total, 2 harvesters killed each. Lings now once again having a quick poke here, but I still think he didn't see. We're actually going to double check that. Yes, he has no idea. He probably, since he saw the edge here, he probably assumes there's no third base. And he also has an overlord right there at the gold base, so he's like looking at this like, there's still 2 base. So what are you gonna do? But Dayshi is far away from being on 2 bases alone. He's on 3 already, and he is mining quite a bit. That 4th base for Dimaga is a pretty good attempt to equalize that, even though he's not fully aware of what's going on. But it's very tricky here right now, and the Zerg player, without having a Spire, is going into the infestation pit right now. It looks more and more like the Roach commitment is quite heavy, and with the Baneling nests that we have, we should see Roach and Baneling being used here. But that doesn't scale that well into the late game, but for now it will do against the Bio Army here. But Dimaga is starting to be pushed back, because Dayshi is gaining very much momentum, and he is not willing to give it away. Here we go, once again, taking down a lot of these roaches, and Dimaga, he actually falls apart here a little bit. This is 42 army supply against only 780, and this is kind of game already. Dimaga in this game, it just spiraled a little bit out of control, slowly but steadily, losing a small battle here, losing a small battle there. Dayshi pushing in, doing the damage, and he was able to make that work, especially with the upgrades that he had. The +2/+2 was about to be completed. The third base, something that Dimaga didn't realize was there, and Dayshi does it. He has the fun that he promised he would have, and now he is starting to start his comeback. We have him with the first win in the best of 5 series that we are playing here, and we are now going into map number 4, and we're going to find out if Dayshi is able to win another map and equalize the score to force a 5th game.